Hi, it's Vanessa filming a tutorial for Carolyn's Musings. So on Facebook, One Way Journals, and on Etsy and YouTube, it's Carolyn's Musings. So I'm filming on New Year's Eve, so that's fun, and I love this kit. This is perfect for the start of the new year, and you will love the digital and all the images that are on this. So I just wanted to quickly go through all the pages for you, and then I'm going to do a quick project, not the full planner, but just going to do a quick gift that you can give to people for their birthdays throughout the year. So this is perfect for that. Now these pages, I've already cut the white off them, and there are instructions on how to print these so that they'll print correctly in order in a booklet. So there's January, you print December on the back. February, print November. March, print October. April, print September. May, print August. June, print July. Okay, so we'll come back and show you that you score in the middle and then fold those into a skinny booklet. What else is in this gorgeous kit? Praying for. So there's 12 of these, 4 on a page, and I had printed this backing page that she's given us. So that's on the back of all of these. I have printed on a heavier weight paper, but I probably would consider printing these on cardstock just to make them a little bit sturdier in your pockets. These are some fabulous full-length flips, and so because it flips, I've printed that same design on the back. So that one flips to the right. Look at these fantastic fussy cuts, and then that one flips to the left. That one for December flips to the right, that one flips to the left. Now alternative, you could tea dye this on the back, or you could ink it, or you could tear up some scripture, you could tear up some paper to put on the back if that's what you want to do, if you wanted to save on ink, but that's what I've done with those. These are some more beautiful inserts, and so there's 4 of these. I've also printed this on the back, so when you fold this, you'll have that on that side, and these will be great to put some scrap paper to put in, so it's an extra journal space. So there's that. Lots of vibrant, fantastic colours. Now these are printed a little bit smaller so that this is designed as a belly band, and then this could be something that's folded and popped inside your belly band, and once again you could use it as extra journaling space to put some extra papers in there. So there's 2 of those. These are the backing papers. And so I've only printed one side at the moment because I haven't decided whether I'll use it to put it on some card on the front of the cover, or whether later on I want to double side them. I can always print that when I decide how I'm going to use those. So there's 7, I believe, of these. Stunning, stunning floral designs. So the purples, there's pinks, then there's greens. This one's got birds, butterflies and birds, and then a Christmas one. Then what you have for your planner is some more little, you could use these as fussy cuts and layer them, and then you've got some fantastic tabs to put on for each month. So this is a great planner, but what I will be doing initially is a simplified version of a booklet that you can write birthday lists in it, and all the flowers are designed for the month those flowers belong to. So for January it's carnations and snowdrops. For February it's violet and irises, that's my birthday. Yeah, so they are all coordinating. And then these are pockets, so I didn't print on the back. So pretty. So Carolyn has got 2 options, so you can make the birthday booklet that I'm going to show you how to make, and then you could do the full planner as well. some more pockets and great fussy cuts. And lastly, those pockets as well. Okay, I'm going to cut those out and then come back to you. Okay, this is what we're going to be making. So I apologise if I speak quickly, I've just got a lot to get through. So this one is not a planner, this one is a birthday book, perfect to give to people throughout the year for their birthday, and it represents the flower of their birthday as well, which is gorgeous. So this one I made from A4 cardstock, a sheet of that. I'm in Australia, we use that instead of letter size, so I won't be doing measurements because that will confuse everybody. But I've just been able to do this one with an A4 sheet of card, folded it in half, and then sewed it in with a 3-hole pamphlet stitch on the side. Because it's for birthdays, I made a little tag birthday, which is just a stamp. Here I used wishing you the happiest of birthdays. So that's a little birthday gift tag that will fit in the front when I gift that to someone. So these, I'm going to make a bunch of them and give them to all the women in my Bible study for their birthdays throughout the year. So I put on a pocket. This is one of the backing pages I cut down so that I had a bit of a green border. Then cut this out, laid some ribbon, popped that on top, and then this is some embossed paper that I just ripped and inked around the outside and just tore that and just broke up that design a little bit and then put a 3D fussy cut there. Okay, so on the inside what I've done is the inside and back, I've just cut it a fraction smaller to put on the front and the back, put a pocket here. I love this one, I love all of the designs, but this specifically spoke to me, not just because of the colours, but because of what it says when you're giving a birthday gift. So that's a front and pocket. You could put some of the praying cards in the back as well. And then what I did was, now this is going to, so I also cut out some of these and put them in as an extra journaling spot. I just cut off the top and then glued them together, stuck a piece of extra paper there, did a fussy cut around there. And then I scored that line there so it actually does fold. Okay, so that goes in there. Now, just be careful when you're doing that you just glue 2 sides. Leave this open just to give yourself a little bit of space and do a very thin line of glue on the outside. So this design, because it fits just perfectly within the A4, keep that in mind. This one doesn't have the tabs on the side because it would stick out too far. The only way to adjust that is maybe to put some lace down the side, but I thought this one I'll leave as is. The next one, the pink one that I'm going to do today, is going to be a wider folder. So I'll be using a 12 by 12 scrapbook piece of paper and then cut it down. So this one I printed on the back. What I did was the papers that I've shown you, I've printed back and front. Then I printed these extra ones that Carolyn has given us, and then on the back did a backing print page. I've just realised that's still got the white down there, so I'm going to do something to fix that. And then just because I have lots of this vellum, this one has got sort of a floral fan design. I thought I'd just soften it by putting some vellum in the front. Okay, so now the way this one flips through is that you've got January here, but you write January coordinating. The next one I'm going to do is going to look a little bit differently. So this one, I just had some washi tape. So I spread out the washi tape and just sort of tore it and put it on each page. And then I just did a little label that I did up with a flower. There's a couple of options for flowers each month, but I've just popped one of those there. So I'll flip and then you can decorate with some pearls, some diamante stickle things. There's another diamante there, some little pearls there, you can see the washi underneath, some more pearls, little diamante. That one I just did a double cut, double print and put a little butterfly there. This one I just cut out some poinsettia and put that on there. That's from a different kit, but I had that some extra paper cut off, so I popped that on there, and that's extra spots there. there we go. Okay, so that one's that done. I really wanted to do a pink kit with pink card, and I cut it down. Silly me, wasn't thinking, and it's like the green version where I can't do the tabs on the outside. Didn't have any more this colour, so that's a bit of a pain, but we're going to do it. This will be okay. So what I've done, as you can tell, it is slightly wider. It's not folded that well. It's slightly wider. Could even go a fraction longer. And then what I did down the middle was just found the centre and scored 1/8 on either side, so that's basically 2/8 widths of an inch to give us that. That's going to be a bit of a spine, which is a bit different to the other one. And then I folded my papers in order. Okay, so that's going to go in there. Now this is going to be a little bit different to the green one. I'm not going to put an extra page at the front so that there's extra writing on this side of January. What I'm going to do is do the tags. Of course I can't find January right now, but February will sit there with the tag, and then when you flip it over, February will be written there. So this will be a cover page for February, and then there. So I'm just doing 2 designs so you can decide which layout you like better. And so I wanted to do different ephemera for this one, different types of pockets and things. So this is going to be on my front, and I've cut that down and inked the sides. This is going to be on the inside. I've inked the edges on those as well. And then this is going to be we're going to glue that down under here, and that's going to be a flip open. So what I did was, when I did these, I didn't print on the back, I pre-cut these, so I decided that I had some extra ones of this extra journaling space. So because it flips open as extra lists that people could write, I just inked the edge and then stuck one of these on top. Okay, so glued that. And then we have another one which flips the other way, and this one is going to go on the back, flip that way. So I'll be using different fussy cuts, different things for this version as well. Let me just decide what I'm going to do on my front cover, and then I'll come back to you and we'll quickly run through, speed up the bits that are pretty obvious, and we'll come back to it. So I've gone ahead and popped on my front and back cover. Just there, we'll decorate those later. And then I put these flaps on the front. So I'll just show you how I did that. Pretty straightforward. But first of all, you want to put your flap down. So I've just popped some double-sided tape. I've mentioned this before, but it's good to run some glue over just in case you don't get it exactly where you want it. It gives you a little bit of wiggle room. And I use Yoo-Hoo glue. I found this is probably the best stick glue that I found that's available in Australia. So I'm sure it's readily available everywhere. And so what you want to do is make sure it's up the right way, and then center it on your journal cover, and then get lined up to the back. You don't want it to stick over. Right, as straight as you possibly can. If you have a bone folder, that's a good idea to run that to flatten it out. Now you are going to see a little bit of this, so I just inked that so it's not stark white. You could actually run some washi tape along there if you have some washi tape. And so I'm going to do the same with this piece. Probably a little bit of overkill with the tape, but you do what works best for you. Just going to glue again. measure this up. Now I didn't do it on the green one, but I inked around the edge of the cover inside and outside as well as the spine. The green one didn't have a spine, whereas this one does, so it just makes it a little bit easier for you to line things up. Make sure this one is up the right way as well, and as best you can, center that. As I said, I'm okay with it seeing that little bit there, but if you don't like it, you can use some washing. All right, and then I did a little pocket here. There were 2 of these in the kit, so I thought they would look quite good. Sorry, that's the note bit. It's going to be here on the other side, so I just glued that. I believe in America a lot of you use Fabri-Tac. I use this Boyle's craft glue that I get at a hardware store. It's a little bit cheaper than if I buy at one of the fabric stores, and it works well for me. I run my finger over it. It's just something I do to stop it from squeezing out and give a better coverage. Now, I'm not sure if you've seen these, but the pockets have got these designed where you score and fold them in. It gives you a gusset, so you can fit the widest point, a wide tag or something in there. All right, make sure I've got this measured as best I can. There we go. So I've got that bit done. Right, the next thing I want to do is sew in my signature, and this is where I normally say, go hop onto YouTube and have a look. There's some great tutorials on that. But I thought this is a very simple one signature little booklet folio. So Carolyn is fantastic. With her cutting machine, she cuts all her fussy cuts. I tend to sit there and with a cup of tea at night time and do my fussy cuts. I do have a Cricut. I just haven't been able to get it to work properly in the past. I need to have a go at it again. Carolyn also sews in her signatures with her sewing machine. I also have a sewing machine. It's not my go-to. I'm happy to hand sew, but I threaded my needle off camera because you wouldn't want to see me struggle with that. The other thing is that when you go to sew in, you'd want 3 times the length I use embroidery thread. A lot of people use some wax thread. I'm not sure where you get that, so just use what you've got on hand. And I pre-punch the holes. Normally with a one signature like this, you can literally wing it, just sort of pop it in, sew, and off you go. But I actually just measured mine a little bit and pre-punched that just to make it a little bit easier. Now these little clips are great to hold paper together. I have a couple more, and what I might do is, this is going to be interesting, me not sticking my head in the camera, but if you line that up, you might, let's see if this will work. If you have these clips, they can hold it in place for you. I'm hoping I have got that in the center. So with a hole, so what you do is the first hole in the center, you go from the inside out, and let's just make sure. You actually don't have to pre-punch the holes, you can just stick it straight through. All right. Right, so you pull it through and leave about that much thread. Okay, sometimes if you're worried about it pulling through, depends how rough you are with it, you could just get a bit of washi tape and just hold that still. And then on the outside, you come down to the bottom, poke it in here. You could just directly poke through the paper. I've got a little hole, I did. And you come up into the inside pages. Then you go all the way up to the top through there. Pull that through. Now make sure this is sitting on one side of the string. And then you go back in this way. When you go back in, just make sure you don't split the thread, this thread. And if you can, come up on the other side. Could leave a little bit longer. And then what you want to do is make sure that you've pulled it tight, that that's all sitting. Now see, I've gone over a little bit on that side. That's okay, doesn't have to be perfect. So when you tie it, you tie right over left, and then the other way. You could tie a bow or just leave them like that. Okay, so that's as simple as a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Now the fun bit is to do the ephemera, which I will decide what I'm going to do and then come back to you. But what we can do now is put on our tabs and just measure them up. And as I said, this booklet is a little bit different. We are going to have tabs on it, and it's going to be for the month, front and back. So if I could find January. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to glue inside. Actually, I think I might ink the edges, and then I will stick them and then layer them down this way. But one thing I did want to mention was that when I put the tabs in, it does stick out. It's actually okay that it sticks out a little bit, but when you're doing yours, if you don't want it to stick out, this is 4 1/4 inches wide. I would make it 4 1/2 inches wide, and then allow for your spine as well. So if you cut down a 12 by 12, 4 1/2 times 2 is 9. So you would want to make it probably 9 1/4 inches wide. Okay, so just wanted to mention that. The great news is that the tabs spaced out perfectly, so as not to interfere with this label here. You'd want to start it at this point, and then if you can just see, there's just a little bit of a V in between, and then if you come down here, it finishes really well at the end, so about that much from the bottom, which is about 1/2 centimetre. So that actually went really well. So there we go. Now on the cover, I just thought I'd go ahead and explain what I've done here. With this one, instead of a greeting card, I decided I wanted to do a bookmark. So this is actually from this section here, which is the flip. So I just reprinted it, and on the side were the butterfly, the bright coloured butterfly fussy cuts, and you can never have enough of those. So that's why I chose to use this this as my bookmark, and then I just printed that backing on the back, so it's easy to write a message. I've also done these. Now this is a tear sheet that I created. I'm more than happy to put that down in the comments section of the video, and I can do a black and white version that you just print on your own tea stain paper, or I can do a scan of this and then you can print this out if you like. So I'll show you in a minute just exactly, if you've never done a tear sheet before, how easy that is. So yes, here I've just laid a plain white doily, a butterfly. I cut 2 out and then backed them, tried to measure them up as best as I could. Did the eyelet there with a thin bit of ribbon. Another butterfly down here, you can't really see it, but there is, oh gosh, I hope I'm not out of frame when I just did that. It's just some green lace, you can't see that, but then put some over the top because there was a bit of a gold fleck in it. I went with my liquid gold pen, and I'm not sure if it's shining and showing up on camera, but just went ahead and dotted on the butterflies and then just ran a thin bit around the edges. And so I did the same on the back. And then here with a bit of the offcut, I just tore it and inked it and popped that on the back. Anyway, so that's that bookmark. That can actually be used inside as well. And then the label up the top. Down here, just did a bit of layering. So the doily is printable. It's a printable kit that Carolyn sells. So there's a whole bunch of them. I did that. This was a flower in my stash. This is one of the fussy cuts. This is one of the fussy cuts, and this was something that was in my stash. So just layered things up on top of the pocket. And I think that's all I've done with that. Yes. Okay, so the other thing I did was pockets. This pocket, there's a couple of options. So this one because of the pearl, that doesn't sit flat. So I've just put a couple of these, so there's a couple of options in there. I thought this one was beautiful as a starting opening page. Used a fussy cut here, and then I've done the same on a pocket out the back. So I've got little bits and pieces of where I want to do my pages. So there's one there. And then there's a couple of options you could put inside. So I grabbed 6 of the praying for cards and put an eyelet in them and put 6 in the front, 6 in the back. And then these are part of the kit as well. So you could, if you wanted to put more paper inside, you can. It just depends how much you want to embellish or how big you want it to be. So that's in the back. And then this one in the front, same thing. 6 there with an eyelet, and then this one. Beautiful. Okay, so you can do that, or I did, and now I don't know where I put them. I did some like I did with the green one. You could put these in if you want for extra writing lists and things like that. That can go in there. Once again, just glue 2 together and then pop that on the top. Haven't decorated them, not sure if I will put them in these, but that's an option as well. Okay, so the fun bit is decorating these pages. Not a lot, because the digitals have as beautiful as they are. So as I explained, this one is January here, and then you flip over the back and there you can put a list. So what I did was I grabbed a couple of these to layer and put down on the bottom here. You don't have to do it on this page. You could layer things up on this one. You could do it there. So I've just grabbed a bunch for each month, and then I want to decorate by putting the tear sheets on with this and maybe some lace and things underneath. So I'll just show you the tear sheet if you haven't done that before. Very simple. Just grab yourself a ruler. There are tear rulers with patterns and things on them. I do have some somewhere, but I think this works pretty well just with a ruler. That notepad I thought could have like a birthday gift list on one, and then a Christmas gift list could be on the one in the back pocket. So basically line it up and tear. That's as easy as that. So I've given lots of different flowers. There might be one flower per month that resonates with you more than another. So feel free to use those. And yeah, you just, sorry, I'll just do that. Don't have to use this underneath, it just depends how to do it. Okay, and then there we go. Let's do that one, and then just ink it. Okay, there we go. Right, I'm just going to start popping these on each of the pages. I'll speed it up, but you can just quickly see the process. I'm not sure if I'll do all of them or just one or two and then come back to you. Okay. Okay, there we go. That was fun. Hopefully it wasn't too boring for you and I was able to speed through the process just so you can see, you know, there's always more you can do. There's also, you don't have to do as much. You can keep it quite simple so that you can do lots of them or embellish as much as you want. So I hope you enjoyed that. That was lots of fun. I'm wishing you all a very, very happy new year with God's richest blessings for 2024. Yeah, it's a wonderful bit to be part of this community and to do the last video for the year for 2023. So all the best for 2024. We'll see you in the new year. Bye.